Good morning, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I would like to go over a quick overview of what we are currently experiencing in the crypto market. XRP, Bitcoin, and the bunch have taken the down route. We still have not completely broken down, but we have consolidated here this morning. So XRP is down 6.5%, and as we can see here on the chart, we had an inverse head and shoulders that was forming yesterday, and it did not break out. With a fake out attempt, and now we're going to see if we have some kind of possible double bottom that could form, or if we're going to continue to break down, maybe a rejection at 136 in this scenario, and then the next level would be around 121. We have a fair value gap at 91 cents. You will notice a little bit of a change in my programming today. One of my videos got taken down yesterday because it was reported, and it's the third one in 2 weeks, and it's always based around the same fundamental complaint. So I'm no longer going to be doing a certain segment. I'm not going to be talking leverage trading at all, period, ever again, as far as that goes. So it was a fun game. We're up a couple 100% plus, and apparently it rubbed some people the wrong way. So that won't be talked about anymore. I'm going to go back to my strategic planning, how I usually do my updates. We'll go through the technical analysis. We're going to look through the Bitcoin liquidation heat maps. And we're going to look through, or the Bitcoin heat liquidation map. We're going to look at XRP, the long versus short liquidations. We're going to look at the new XRP ETF that was filed yesterday out of Delaware. And just another company that wants exposure to XRP now through the exchange traded fund. We'll take a look at Bitcoin and see where the likely road is for Bitcoin. And then I'm going to take a little bit of time here and talk about precious metals this morning and go back into that line of thinking as well. And we'll talk about opportunity versus risk, and we'll look at the best possible outcome here. So please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube does recommend this update. I need as many new faces as I can get so that we can continue to expand this community. I like to kill them with kindness. We do positivity over negativity here, and we don't let the disruptive ones ruin what we do. So make sure that you do helpful, not hurtful. We're kind, not hateful. We're positive, not negative. We're not the victim here. Despite some comments, we are not the victims here. We never have been, and we never will be. We're winners here. And being the winners, you have to have all the information from an education and news perspective, and also the charts make an informed decision. And I'm somebody who's sick of all the hate, all the disdain in the world, so I do it from a standpoint of love and positivity. So if you're with that, if you're of that mindset, I very much welcome you in here. So good morning. 7:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, November 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So this morning, we're looking at XRP down 5.9%. It's bouncing around a little bit right now. We broke down a little bit here. Now, we invalidated what looked like an inverse head and shoulders possibly setting up. We do see a big topping reversal if it plays out as well. And if we break down this level, we do have this descending consolidation. But the problem is here now, we're below that critical $1.37. We created a downtrending resistance. We do have a stationary support here, which is interesting because it actually, on the pattern breakout on the back test area, you can see it's kind of formed a... And I don't want to do it from here. I'd rather do it like this so we can see this. But this is what it's evolved into right now. So XRP's evolved into this kind of a setup. That $1.37 was lost. I'm not even going to keep that up there because it's irrelevant. Right now, we've got this kind of a fundamental setup. If it breaks this technical setup, your next target's going to be down to $1.18. But again, these points of reference have already been exhausted. So now, if you want to measure this out and see if we were to break down or break up what your potential is, that's absolutely what I'm going to do right here. So we're going to get rid of some of these numbers. The 91 has to stay. 91 has to stay. That's the rising channel, and that has not been back tested. That's where the fair value gap is at. So if we don't continue up here, that is the 100% certainty and likelihood of where you would go down to that rising channel. We talked a lot about it yesterday. We were on the precipice, which means we're hanging off a cliff. I tried to explain it very deeply. Unfortunately, you won't even be able to see that content because that's the one that got removed. And it's a shame, honestly. But I talked about how the fact we're on the ledge of a cliff. That inverse head and shoulders could have changed the short-term narrative. If it was invalidated, it could lead to long-term pain because we may very well fill that gap at 91. And right now, that short-term inverse head and shoulders was a false signal. It didn't play out. Now that M could very well be playing out. And we've got this descending consolidation. Some could call it a descending wedge. You can call it whatever you want. I'll leave it up to your interpretation. But it's either we double bottomed here or it's going to be very painful. If we double bottom, then our next layer back up would be about $1.45. And then we could go from there. If it were to break to the top side, you would have a target of somewhere around $1.70. I do this every time, though. I show you both sides so you can make an educated and informed decision. $1.77. If it breaks down, because we want to have the both sides of the fence here, because I am not a financial advisor, and I like to show the charts 100% in totality. So on a breakdown, it does seem to suggest we'll come right back down to that fair value gap. So now that that inverse head and shoulders is invalidated, now we have to see if this is a topping reversal pattern or if this is going to end up being some kind of double bottom. Like I say every single day, I'm going to go through the technical analysis and we're going to look at this from an objective standpoint, positive, negative. We're going to look at both ways. We're not going to get too emotionally involved. And we're going to look at this from the spot positioning now only. So right now our spot we bought at 34 cents. We've had a healthy correction now. And even if it comes all the way back down here and corrects some 40%, would it be over? Would the pattern just be done? That would be left for interpretation and speculation. But that is a fair value gap, and we don't often leave that gap unattained unless we're just going to come right back through it in the future. So right now we've got a very interesting decision here. Do we hold this technical setup and break to the top side in time back up to $1.77? Or is this the writing on the wall here? And now XRP's got to come back down and fill that fair value gap at 97 or 91 cents. And if you look at the patterns blown up, we can see we fulfilled the entire pattern, the technical target. And you know what? Maybe I should keep that just for reference. So that $1.37, I'll keep this up here for reference. So that $1.37, the technical target, out of that cup and handle was $1.37. And all you have to do is follow the way that I have the chart set up. I color coded it. So all we have is the cup set out. We measured the depth of the cup from the breakout point, and then we had got a technical target of $1.37, which it filled beautifully. We also had the handle color coded in white. It broke out of the handle, and we came up to the $1.18, which perfectly. So it finished the result for the cup and handle and the measurement out of the depth of the cup. Now, what we haven't done, and this has been a voice of concern here over the last few days, if it were to break down, you can still be positive and you can still have the light within you and still be honest with yourself, saying if it doesn't break up from here, now it comes down to 91. We stay in the moment. We need to be able to, remember, separate your emotion, because right now we also have to see if that formed a double bottom. You can very clearly see the daily came down very harshly, bounced around this descending consolidation, has another stationary hit on support. And now we're going to see exactly how this plays out. This is where it gets very interesting, and there could be an opportunity. But at the same time, I was asked a bunch of times yesterday and the day before that, would you buy XRP now? Absolutely not. I was somebody who wasn't buying XRP unless it was sub 40 cents. I was waiting for every opportunity to come below 40. I would eat up. It would go up, do its rally up 30, 40, 50%, come right back down. I would eat again if it came below 40. In one instance, I had to wait a year and a half or a year between the hits below sub 40. Took advantage of it. Bought extra XRP. Made a nice swing trade. Made good trades during this run-up. And, now we look for opportunity. And opportunity says, if it doesn't hold here, you should put some money to the side. And if you're not in XRP, or hell, like I said yesterday, maybe you bought XRP with me at 34 cents and you don't have the stomach for it and you just want to get rid of it now. Yesterday, I said when it was at $1.37 area, you're still up 300%. Today, despite the drop down, you are still up 289%. You control your own destiny. If this market is too much, I completely understand. You've been in it. You rode through a several-year bear market. and now you want to reap the rewards. I completely understand that, and I've been talking about this for 2 weeks almost, or not 2 weeks, for the last week since we had the run-up. You definitely can control your own destiny here. There's no doubt about that. It's the same thing in commodities. Commodities right now, we had such a big dump down yesterday. Eventually, you would think opportunity is going to be here, but if we're in this kind of a cycle, you know, a lot of times you lose a lot of the capital that goes into precious metals and you have the little bit of a bearish tone. Then you try to find your way back in. Right now, that 2,636, if this is some kind of inverse setup here, it would have to break back above that because that was the first breakdown target. And now we're using it as a level of resistance, which is interesting. So, I would love to see this sector reverse. And eventually it will. Because the way the economy is going right now is super bullish for gold and silver. It's just we're having kind of a flip of, we're flipping a little bit here. That's all. We had a very big overzealous run up without many back turns. Now we're back testing the initial breakout of the cup and handle, that short-term cup. And now if it breaks down below there, we got to move probably towards the 2,400 mark. But if we can hold this, we very well could correct back up to 2,800 plus here. So we're in kind of a weird spot here for precious metals as well. On the commodity route, I'm watching. I'm looking to feast. So we'll see what happens here in the days to come. But I think we did a very good breakdown of XRP. I think we did a very good analysis. And now for Bitcoin real quick. And then I'm going to go into some other things after. I'm going to go into the technical when it comes to the liquidations and such. So Bitcoin definitely reversed top. We've had a little bit of a reversal here. This ascending formation that we were in, those are some mostly bearish formations. And we talked about the ascending wedge when it started, but it broke up and now it's rounded the top here. Now that it came below this, I mean, you're talking about some very open and obvious targets here. If this did break down, you're talking about coming down near 83,000 next. And there's no way to put it because you're going to look at starting to reset this pattern. And then if it breaks that, this is where it can get very dicey. Very, very dicey. We had a very big run up in cryptocurrency. We loved it. It was fun. It was exhilarating. It was exciting. But now the ones who came in because of the excitement and probably lost a bunch of money because you did not buy it when it was at the bear market low. Now you're probably sitting here today, XRP's at $1.34, and we're sitting here up 300% saying, oh my God, what a fantastic move we've made. But the ones who bought it at $1.63 are sitting here saying XRP's a piece of shit. Crypto's a pile of horse manure. You know, that's the tone we're getting right now. We're getting that tone. Remember to be integral when you're doing things. Remember when you're doing things to not let your emotions ruin your whole personality. You know, you want to be in a manner of, we're looking for opportunity here. That's how we got ahead at 34 cents when everybody was in that emotional state. Now, once again, everybody's in that emotional state. Oh my God, crypto's falling off a cliff. I mean, if you look at where we were at compared to where we were going, compared to where we came from, to say we've fallen off a cliff, even if we went back to 91 cents, like I said yesterday and the day before, you shouldn't be mad. You bought at 34. You could have did whatever you wanted up to $1.60, whatever. And if you're planning on a long-term game here, then you can still look at it as maybe the cycle hasn't flipped, because technically we were on the verge of a bull market for XRP, and we're still on the verge of a bull market for XRP. And I started talking about the possibilities once we broke that cup and handle, but now we would have to reach that next target so that we can start to confirm a bull market. If we just did the cup and handle and now we come back down, we're below that handle now. Below the cup target, I mean. That was at $1.37. Now we're back into I would say accumulation right now. We're back, not us personally accumulating, but we're back into an accumulation moment. So in an accumulation, you can have big dumps. So is this a defined pullback after a 2 billion printing of USDT? And this is our 10 to 15 to 20% pullback across the market before another leg? Or is this the start of some drop downs here before Black Friday? And now that we're getting close to the end of the month, XRP now becomes very, very dangerous as we're getting closer to the escrow dump. If we were going to make a move, that inverse head and shoulders would have been a nice place to start on that short-term setup. Unfortunately, the longer part of the pattern played out, the topping reversal part of it. And now we need to see if that double bottom, in fact, can hold. It was around $1.29 area. Now we're at $1.32, but we need to see if we can break out, because a breakdown from here brings you right back down to 91, and we'll fill that fair value gap, zero question. So Ripple XRP long liquidations top 20 million as whales by the weekend dip. So I don't really want to go much into this. I just wanted to talk about the whales. So data from Sentiment shows that XRP whales accumulated more than 50 million XRP during the weekend. The amount of XRP held by these large addresses is now at the highest its level in over 3 months, suggesting that whales are increasingly betting on XRP's future price performance. If XRP whales are buying, it shows optimism towards the altcoin. This should make a case for more gains ahead for the token. Analysts are already making bullish bets on XRP and how far it could rise. I don't care about the analysts. I just wanted to see the whales talk. I'm the only analyst I need to listen to here because I trust my own technicals. So let's see this as well. Ripple. Let's see, where did I want to read this? So we know there was 20 million in liquidations. We can look at our own chart, but on November 24th, 20.43 million in long XRP positions were wiped out. When long traders are forced to close their positions, selling activity accelerates. This exerted additional bearish pressure on XRP, causing the price to trend lower. However, the bearish movements during the weekend did not deter large traders from accumulating XRP. So now we go into the and I'll do the Bitcoin heat liquidation map here as well, as long as I have a moment. But I want to go into liquidations here. What the heck is going on here? So I'm going to real-time liquidations on all exchanges here. And what we've had here is $236 million liquidated in longs, 44 million liquidated in shorts. If there was ever a time for the retest, breakdown, or continuation, this would be a very good time. So in the crypto market, $236 million has been liquidated. $20 million roughly has been liquidated out of XRP. And if we go to the long versus short liquidations, it's a pretty interesting thing we're looking at. So we had 20.8 million liquidated in longs, 5.8 million liquidated in XRP liquidations. But we had a massive crypto liquidation. The long versus short ratio, right now we have, it's still pretty high for the long versus shorts here. In the 5 minute, we've got 69.5% to 30.49% going short. In the 30 minute, we've got 2.26 to 1, and the hour and 4 hourly, 69.29% going long to 30.71% taking out leverage shorts. And in the daily, we have 2.19 to 1, 68.62% going long, 31.38% going short. Open interest right now is down 11.25%, down to 1.5 billion. Futures are up 58.68% this morning. So a lot of leverage traders out there after the big dump down. And the crypto fear and greed index here this morning is sitting at 79, extreme greed still. So we've come from 98 basically down to 79 here. And then the Bitcoin heat liquidation map. And then I'm going to go. I got to release this. And hopefully we have some positivity today. We do the positivity over negativity in the comments. We are helpful. We're not hurtful. And we do this from a standpoint of no emotion. Because some of the things I've seen is, it's a little interesting. A little interesting. So now with Bitcoin, we've cleared out a lot of this solid liquidation. Down to 91,000, we got 380 million. If we come down to 90,800, there's 452 million. So the cusp here is right around 90,000 area. If we go back up now, we've created a huge amount of short liquidations up here at this 100,000 range. You've got 635 million at 99,750, and it just continues to pile in here. You got another, like, it's a big area there of liquidation, several $1 billion. So we'll see exactly how this transpires here, but there's a lot of liquidations that can be had if there's a reversal, but there's also more liquidations to the downside as well. But we've liquidated a lot of traders here. Like I said, to the tune of, we've liquidated to the tune of in crypto market, $236 million long traders were liquidated. So make sure you hit that like button. If you're looking to trade crypto, USA or abroad, you can make an educated and informed decision on what you need to do. My favorite exchange is BITUNIX. It allows you to do a lot of things. I encourage you to do it from a spot perspective, but if you're so inclined and you can do this on your own, you can leverage trade. I don't offer that anymore. You can leverage trade on BITUNIX. No KYC or VPN. And they have the lowest spot leverage trading fees. If you send a receipt from a bank account, you'll have to do a KYC. HOTCOIN, same deal. You can make an educated, informed decision. Might cost you a little more on the leverage side, but they've got some spot that I desire. They have the VELO there and a few others. And then Crypto.com, they have the Visa debit card that I've been loading up with my crypto as I sell off some of my profits. I've got about $3,000 on the crypto, actually $3,800 now on Crypto.com debit card, so that I can spend my crypto. And it's a beautiful thing. I hold my my XLM and a few others on there like VChain, Zil, DGB. So I really appreciate the exchange. And then if you want to send a donation, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, I would encourage the audience to join Tom's Army, but it's not expected, especially when you see red, and especially with the level of disrespect I was shown by having my content removed from yesterday. I can see today being an interesting day. So have a blessed day. Kill them with kindness. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put it in my work. Some of the focus from the leverage side is gone, and now you get to see an even more expanded bit of content here. So I hope you have a blessed day. Pay attention to commodities as they continue to get just lambasted here. This could be a big reversal pattern here as well. It looks like we're creating an inverse head and shoulders possibly here on B2 Gold on this, and these descending consolidations. These are bullish consolidations. So at some point here, I think I'm just going to start building into this now. I think I'm going to start just, and we'll see though, because commodities right now, it's going to be interesting because if we don't rotate up here, that's a big bear flag that could have formed here on B2 Gold. So I just want to make sure, because I made so much profit, that now before I buy back into this, it comes down or it breaks out. So you really got to look at this at the $2.97 mark. Can it break that? Or are we going to come all the way back down here towards this $2.15 area? Like if this, it very well could bring us all the way back down here to the bottom of this descending consolidation since we had a failed breakout attempt. So we'll see how this plays out, but there's opportunity setting up in this market. We just have to be able to take advantage of it. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate anything I do here, make sure to hit that like button and share this far and wide, because we're going to have to expand our audience. We're going to have to find that light to overshadow the darkness, as we always do. But a lot of dark will find its way in here now because apparently the market's reversed and corrected a little bit. If you can't survive this kind of a pullback after 2, 3, 4, 500% up, you're never going to survive crypto. Have a blessed day and treat others as you want to be treated.